Hello, everyone. It's such an honor to be here on Dynamics Con today. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to present at this event. It's just amazing. I'm really excited for the show. And for the next 1 hour, I'm going to with you discussing on Dynamics 365 customer insights. Okay, so today, I will just walk you through a deep dive on customer insights, and we will see how to get a 360 view of the customers. And before that, I'll just give you a slight intro about myself. I'm Manon Mani VS, currently working as a senior consultant at Ernst& Young, with my main focus on Dynamics 365, Power Platform, and I'm gaining a bit on AI as well. Well, I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, speaker, and an active blogger. I'm also leading a community here in the ASEAN's region. It's ASEAN's Microsoft BizApps UG. I'm also initiating the Women in Tech events here in this region. That's pretty much about me. So let's get into the agenda for today. We will be first discussing on current business challenges, and I'll give you an overview of customer insights. Then later I'll walk you through a demo on how to create a unified customer profile, and we will get to see how to come up with some actionable insights and segmenting your customer data as well. After that, I will also show you how to enrich your customer profile with Microsoft's brand and affinity details. I'm not done with that yet. I'll be walking you through the intelligence part as well. I will show you how to enhance your customer insights with custom built AI models, and finally wrap up with the customer insights and how. And finally, we'll wrap up saying how this is done differently. Well, customers' expectations are growing. Um, Over the years, customers have been asked to provide customer data, right? When they do a purchase at a shop, for example, they will be requested to provide their personal details for future communication. But what happens when this question is being asked? Customer sets an expectation. They have a hope that they will be remembered, recognized, and recommended with some relevant products. So 91% of customers are more likely to shop with the brands who really recognize them and provide relevant offers and recommendations. And 81% of buyers wants the brand to understand them and approach them at the right time, and to reach out to them with the right products. But what is in reality? Are these expectations being met by organizations? Let's go take a look. Today's experiences are falling short. 65% of customers are frustrated with inconsistent experience across channels they communicate with the organizations. And 74% of customers are frustrated with irrelevant content that they are exposed to in either websites, emails, or even the letterbox. And 61% of customers stopped doing business with an organization in the past year due to a poor customer service. Well, so what are the challenges organizations are facing in this situation? Companies doesn't know who the VIP customers are. They don't know where and when the customers will repeat a purchase. They don't know how to upsell and cross sell. These are the challenges organizations are currently facing, and they don't really know how to empower their employees to serve the customers better by giving a personalized customer experience. And customers are being churned out, they are moving to the competitors, and they don't really have a solution to prevent this. So how do we even come out of this situation? Well, can we think of an AI solution for this? Absolutely. So AI is going to be a game changer, and customer insights helps you with transforming these challenges into an achievable business goal. So with customer insights, you're going to try and increase customers' loyalty, customer satisfaction, reduce the churn, and you're going to be doing upsell, cross sell efficiently. and end of the day you will be like seeing a revenue increase, and you will be like seeing an increase in market share and going to be number one in the market. Let's take a look at Dynamics 365 Customer Insights and see what it has to offer. So Dynamics 365 Customer Insights, it's built on Microsoft's customer data platform. Your customer data is everywhere. Companies have been collecting data in the past years, and it's just lying there without reaping any benefit. So with customer insights in hand, you're going to just get a 360 view of your customer, may it be behavioral data, demographical data, or transactional data. So you're going to just unify and get a holistic view of your customers, and you're going to be like consuming it in your apps and different channels of engagement to serve your customers better. So what happens? You're going to like increase your revenue by 5 to 10% at least, and you're going to be like decreasing the implementation cost by 15 to 25%. How are you going to make a difference with Dynamics 365 Customer Insights? Take a close look at this picture here. Your customer data is residing in all these data sets, but you're going to have difficulty in doing analytics with this kind of data. The reason is they are disparate systems. They do not talk to each other. They are silos. So with this kind of system, it's definitely going to be like taking a lot of time to come up with analytics, because the data is actually spread across multiple sources, and there is no joint taxonomy to describe the customers and their journeys and the interaction touch points. With Dynamics 365 Customer Insights, we're going to pull in all this data together from disparate systems and match it with the common data model that's part of Microsoft's Open Data Initiative. So with this, you're going to get a semantic integration across this enterprise databases. It's going to help you to unify the customer data to orchestrate the customer journey across multiple touch points and channels. So with this kind of unified profile, you're going to be like enabling AI driven insights. It makes it easier for you to drive insights with AI. And after you have your unified customer profiles, you're going to create activities and get a holistic view of what activities your customers have performed in your all your systems. And you're going to just measure the KPIs, do some predictions, and on top of that, you could also come up with rich customer segments to do targeted marketing. Well, let's take a close look at Microsoft's approach. It all starts with data. So it could be external data or internal data. It could be coming from all of these silo systems, and they are disparate. And customer insights allows you to bring in all this data through out-of-box built-in connectors. It has a very rich set of connectors that helps you bring in data from like Azure or Dynamics 365 or all these channels, any systems like using Excel or even SQL import. Okay, so once that's done, you're gonna be like mapping your data to the out-of-box custom data model in the CI instance. So when you map, you're going to set up some rules on how to match the profiles and merge them together to get a unified customer profile. So with this in hand, you can apply AI and ML algorithms, and you can come up with rich analytics. We will see that in the later session today. And once you have this insights and customer cards in hand, you can start consuming it in the Power Platform, Dynamics 365, sales marketing, or you can also integrate this with any third-party systems. And not done with that yet, you can also take actions and consume this data in social media or web or any channels of communication with the customer. Interestingly, there is an option to consume the customer profiles in the Teams as well. Well, so I have landed on the Customer Insights homepage now. Where do you get started when you first log in into the system? This is the CI instance of mine, and I have an environment in my name. And you all you have is historic data, right? So that's the thing you have in hand. So we're gonna just start bringing in the data into this instance first. So go to the navigate to the data and go to data sources. I have already done this for you, so you can just take a look at the data sources that I have in hand. So I have e-commerce, loyalty scheme, point of sale, website, and Contoso Hotel as well. So these are various data sources. And if I drill down into one of those, I'll be just seeing few data sets within each of these data sources. And these data sets are later going to be used for unifying the customer profile. Okay. It's taking a while to load. That's fine. Okay. So this is something similar to the Power Query if you're familiar with Power BI. So pretty simple, but the way you bring it is like using out-of-box connectors. So when you click on data source and add new data source, you will be given an option to select a wide range of connectors. To explain this, I'm just gonna create a dummy data source here, which will show me the connectors. Well, these are the connectors currently available. So you can connect to file systems, database, Power Platform as well through Common Data Service and Azure, or you can also connect to Synapse Analytics, the SQL data warehouse for like big data, and you can use this for AI driven analytics as well. You can run machine learning algorithms on your unified customer profiles. Well, let's go take a look at the entities now. So let me scroll down here, and the data that I have imported will be available. And good thing is with Customer Insights, you're gonna have an immediate preview of what data is available in your system. For example, I'm taking this e-commerce contacts. These are the metadata that comes with this particular data set, and it mainly focuses on customer profiles or locality or geographic data. It's only about customer. Okay, and let's go into the data. You will have an option to do a preview here. Okay, yeah, so this is the data that's available here, and let me go back to entities. Yep. So these are the entities from various data sources. Now the next step will be to unify your customer data. So that's the key thing that we are focusing today, right? So I'm going to unify the e-commerce contacts, loyalty customers. Forget about the hotel customers for now. That's going to be for the intelligent models. Okay. So if you click on edit fields here, you will see the list of available data sets with the attributes. You can just choose from this data set inputs, like whatever you wanted to merge together. I have chosen e-commerce contacts and loyalty customers. Then the primary thing here is like you will be setting up the primary key here. In this case, just I have just set up whatever I feel is relevant. Just don't go into much details. Then the next step will be to match. So when you match your profile customer data sets, you're gonna be like setting up some rules. The first thing is you need to set up the hierarchy, because this is really important. Because the just visualize this hierarchy. Okay, and the top entity, the first entity in this hierarchy, the primary entity, is going to be the entity that has most relevant customer profile, customer data. So that's the entity which gets which is up to date. Okay, and let me show you here. See, so you're going to pick up the primary entity and match it with the secondary entity. That's going to be the next level of relevant data, and it goes on to get a unified customer profile. Okay, so I have done this already, and if I expand one of these, I will see the rules. I will just edit and show you the rules that I have set here. Okay, I'm just doing this mapping based on, matching based on full name, and you do have an option to normalize it here. and the precision level. So the interesting thing with this AI driven merging unification is that like you don't go and do a direct query here, like you don't directly do the matching. So unlike the traditional analytics, okay, so here you're going to use AI model to match it. So what happens here is like you can set the precision level. For example, in my case, I have set the precision for full name to be high, which means, and it's not exact if you notice. So if it's exact means it's going to be like 100% match, then only the system will perform the matching. But here when I say medium or high or low, it could be like anything less than exact. It doesn't need to be 100% match, but the systems will still understand, okay, it's okay to go with this. So this kind of intelligence is what the customer insights is gaining on compared to other intelligent capabilities that's available like Power BI or something else. And let me cancel this. You do have an option to do a preview here after you run the match. So it's going to give you what set of data is matched based on the rules that we have set. Interestingly, it's going to give you the match pair score as well. So here if you notice, you will find that not all the records are matched based on 100% score. Some are like 97% or even 96%. For example, this record Stephen Kipper is not same as Stephen Copper, but it still is matching because I have set my expectation as high and not exact. So it's still allowing to match these two profiles at least based on email. Okay, so that's the benefit and power of using AI driven models to merge your customer data. Well, let's go to the third step in unification, that's merging. So merging is where you bring in the data together. For example, if two data sets have similar fields, you will just put them together and ignore the other one, right? So it's pretty straightforward. And you will see under the first name, there will be two attributes. One is coming from e-commerce contacts and the other one from the loyalty customer. So here the system is capable of identifying similarity and it's just merging for us. And if you decide to like and these are the fields that it feels is not relevant in this, I mean not matching between the two data sets, so it's just keeping it separate. But if you think there is a semantic matching, if you want to match them together, merge them together, you could just go and combine fields here and give it a new name and select the attributes from this list. But as of now, there is I don't think it makes sense to combine any of these loyalty customer fields with this e-commerce contacts fields. The system has brilliantly done that. So I'm just going to ignore this now. And once you run this, you will have a unified customer profile. So what next? We're gonna just take a look here. So when you come here, you will definitely not be seeing these cards. If you do a hands-on, you will have to set up the search and filter index. So why do we set up a search and filter index? Why is it really important? I have told you earlier that customer insights profiles can be accessed from external systems like Dynamics 365, sales, marketing, Power Apps, or from any third-party systems, right? So when you do a search for the profile from your external system, it need to query and identify the right profile for you. So you're going to just do an indexing on your customer profile. So once it's indexed and you add the attributes that's to be for the filter criteria, and when you just query from the external systems, it's gonna brilliantly pull it for you. Okay, so that's pretty much what I have done. Click on add and select whatever fields you would prefer to do a search with. Okay, let me just cancel this. That's done. And after you run this, your profiles must be pretty ready and you can go back to your customers. And these are the customer cards. So if I open one of this, you will definitely be impressed because you will have a holistic view of your customer data. So just see in the left hand side. Okay, let me go back. Looks like this profile doesn't have enough data. Maybe this profile. Okay. Okay, if you go back to your customers, and if you pull out one of the customer cards, you will get a holistic view of your customers. For example, this data is from multiple data sources like loyalty and e-commerce, point of sale, all combined together, right? And if you take a look at this timeline activities, these are the interaction touch points of your customer through multiple data sources, but you're seeing it all in one place now. For example, the customer has opened, unopened an email, or has done a point of sale purchase here, and also you will see some website reviews coming from multiple sources, for example. So from here you can just take a note of the customer review, like it's like 5, right? So the customer is actually happy with your product. So this kind of insight is possible in one place only if you just have a unified customer profile. So on the right hand side here, you're just taking a look at the brand affinity details, the enrichment data that comes from Microsoft Graph. Let's take a look at how that can be done. And you do have an option to view various measures that we have created. I will show that as well now. Okay. So let me go to the measures here. Let me go to the measures here. Here I have created a few measures. This is something similar to what you create in Power BI. You can just drill down and you will see that I have pulled in data from various systems relating it to the customer insights unified profile. For example, the total club points is a customer attribute, and you will see data available in the preview mode. And once the measures are available, you could start creating segments. So for example, I have created a high value segment here. And this segment actually gives me a cohort of customers who are actually VIP customers in my business. They're gonna, like, their average online spend is like gonna be really high, and I get this data refreshed frequently. I mean, like, for example, it could be either scheduled, or it will be like auto refreshed as well. You do have an option to schedule the refresh in the admin center. And this timeline here will show you at during the refresh how much records it has pulled in into this particular segment. And let's go back here, and you have a pretty new feature called Insights that's in preview currently. So if you click add insight, you're going to be like okay, add new. You're going to just work on this differentiators and overlaps. So what does it mean? So differentiators will give you like how different is one segment from the other, and the overlap feature is going to give you what's common between two segments in terms of customer attributes, or in terms of measures. Like in terms of when I say attributes, it's going to be like based on city, or based on some product interests, how many customers fall in both the segments. So that kind of analysis is possible. You can drive that insights right from here itself. And let me go into the relationships and activities now. Okay, so relationship is like really important here, because you are actually unifying your customer data and not your operational or any other transactional data here. Okay, so in the unified customer profile itself, you will only have the profile information of your customer. So you're gonna further match that and relate it to a child record. For example, it could be a point of sale or website. So these data actually do not attribute to the unified customer profile. It will still lie in their own data sets, and you will be like establishing a relationship between the unified customer profile and the other systems to come up with the to pull out the details. Okay, and for example, here I'm just setting up a relationship from e-commerce purchases to the customer insights itself, unified profile, and it's a many to one relationship. So you can just play around with this with your real data. And let me go on to activities. Activities is where you will capture your customers' interaction touch points. And this is what later appears on your customer's card as timeline activities. So here I have created a few. It's just a configuration. If you go here, it's pretty simple to pull out the data from your data sets. And interestingly, you have an option to select an activity from an existing type. For example, you could use the out of box activities like appointment, campaign activity, case resolution. These are part of the customer data platform, and you could just very well reuse these as well. So that's pretty much about activities. And let me take you through the enrichment. So, apart from getting a holistic view out of what you have, you could also enrich your customer data with the external data from Microsoft Graph. Okay, so it could be the brand affinity details or the interests of the customer. Interestingly, with the new release, you have the option to configure these two separately. For example, if I go into brands, I have configured a few and it's showing me the potential brand interest that the customers will be keen on. Similarly, I do have an option for checking out on the interests as well. And remember, this data is based on the similar customers in that particular age group or gender or locality. So that's something I have configured. And let me go back and edit one of this. Here, you have an option to choose the existing industry, or if you think it doesn't, your scenario doesn't fall in any of this category, you can just choose your own, and you will be like mapping it based on your customer's gender, locality, region, date of birth, something. Okay, and currently I'm doing it based on date of birth and gender. That's pretty much about enrichment. And let's take a look at the admin center. You have option to do export, and let me just show you the export destinations here. So once you have the unified customer profiles and the segments, this data can be exposed to other systems and consumed there for uh, adding more value to your business. Because ideally you wanted to do the unification because you wanted to consume it and take some action on your customer data, right? So that being said, you have to like set up an integration between the customer insights and your actual system where you're going to consume it. So here you have out of box capabilities to export your customer data, customer insights profile, and set up this export destination so that you can consume this data later in your system. For example, marketing, sales, or Azure Blob Storage, Synapse Analytics, and Power Platform as well, or any external third-party systems as well through the API connector. So that's pretty much I have for the unified customer profile. And the next level will be taking you through the intelligence. So if you go into intelligence and if you click on custom models, you will have an option to bring in a custom built AI model to act on your customer profiles here. So why do we do this? Out of box AI capabilities allows you to unify the customer profiles, but if you want to do prediction or product recommendation, you want to enhance and give more intelligence to your customer profiles, then you're going to be like using the custom AI models that's built in the machine learning studio, and you're going to just publish that as a web service and consume it here to run on your data. So how do we get started with this? Let's click on new workflow here. How do we get started with this? The first thing is you need to be like having a connection between customer insights instance and the Azure Machine Learning Workspace. So I have one instance here, my portal, Azure portal here. In this, I have already created an experiment and I have trained a machine learning model and it's available as a web service. I have deployed this as a web service. Let me just open the Machine Learning Studio here. I will just walk you through the model that I have created to identify the churn prediction. This is the churn prediction experiment that I have worked on, and you don't really need to be a data scientist to do this. You are a customer insights data admin. You will be just taking help from your data scientist to come up with a model, build and train it. And once that's done, you will be just importing it into your instance, or you can connect your customer insights instance directly to the Machine Learning Studio workspace. And once that connection is established, you can just export the customer insights data there and run this model, train this and bring back this as a web service to be available for your customer insights. So here, if you notice, I have a few, hold on, let me zoom this. I have a few inputs here. I'm just importing few data sets for this model and doing some transformation, and the web service output will be consumed in the customer insights. So the web service output is going to be based on the churn prediction models scores. I'll be sending back the churn scores to the customer insights instance. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. And if I go back to my instance, I have already created a workflow. Let me just edit and show you here. So this workflow connects to the web service that's already deployed in my tenant instance. Okay, so let me click next. It's gonna, I have just mapped the customer insights data to this web service input, and once the data is sent to the web service, it's gonna just run it against all my customer profiles and give me the prediction score, which will be the output, and that I'm gonna be like consuming it in the segments. I will take a look at the churn prediction scores here. It's created as an entity. The output of the web service will be created as an entity under intelligence. So once we have this, you can just do a preview of the data that comes here. And interestingly, you will notice the attributes that has contributed to this churn score, like how much stay they have done or how many bookings they have made in the past year or month. So it's all about data data analytics. Like, you don't have to worry about this. Ideally, your data scientist will do this for you. You just have to like make use of the score probabilities into the segments. So one such segment that I have created is the high churn risk customers. Let me take a look at this segment. I'm just pulling in the score probabilities from this churn prediction output for greater than 0.8. So when I run this segment, I'm going to just get maybe 3,000 over customers, I believe, falling under churn risk segment. Yep. So I have 3,382 members in my system who are at high churn risk. And I need this data because it's really critical for me, right? So I'm going to just take this data into a marketing system and take some action. I'll be just working on the next best steps for this customers. If you go back to the home page, it's going to give you a dashboard of the segments, measures, enrichments, all in one place. So that's pretty much I wanted to share you today for customer insights. And let me go back to one last slide. Well, so how customer insights is done differently? So you have seen how to bring in data and configure and get a unified customer profile, right? So what do you think is different from the traditional customer analytics system? Well, the traditional customer analytics system is custom built and hard coded. It's really hard to adapt. And the reason is it's working on data that is in siloed apps. They are disparate. They are not unified, unlike customer insights, right? And the time to implement is measured in months. And apart from that, you also require a highly technically skilled person to do such analytics. Moreover, it's going to be difficult when you think of calculating the KPIs because the data is stored in different stacks, unlike customer insights. So let's see how this is done in customer insights. So customer insights is a finished SaaS solution. You can just configure, plug and play, and it's highly extendable as well. You can just extend with custom AI models to bring in more intelligent capabilities in the platform. And the insights are actually embedded into multiple systems. It's available, right? We have seen how you can export the insights uh, into different systems. The out of box capability itself is available, and the time to implement this system is definitely measured in weeks and not in months. To me, I would say if you just start and do a hands on, you could just do it in few days if you have some sample data to play around with. And this doesn't really require a highly technical skilled person. Your business users can actually do this. And when it comes to compliant, it's by design, it's compliant, so you don't have to worry because you're building this on top of the Azure and the customer data platform. So just imagine if your data is in Azure, how much benefit you can reap out of it. Well, that's pretty much for today. Thank you for having me here, and thanks to DynamicsCon for the wonderful opportunity to present today. And I absolutely enjoyed the session.